Solve the initial value problem. Y prime plus 2x to the power negative 1, y equals 4x, given that when x equals 1, y equals 2. This is a first order linear differential equation, and we're going to be using the integrating factor I. Let's get started. To solve the initial value problem given, we're going to be using the first order linear differential equation. Why? Because that is exactly the same format as this. Now, in case you have a 4 up front, you have to be careful and get rid of the 4. So if you have a 4 here, you need to divide by 4, divide by 4, divide by 4, and that, for example, ends up just x, q of x. If you start and you have a 4 up front and call this one p of x, all the work will be not correct. I of x will not be correct, and your y is not going to be correct. So just a quick hint, make sure that you start correctly by picking what is p of x and what is q of x. So p of x is the function in front of y when this is just dy dx. So this is my p of x. So p of x is clearly 2 over x. And this right here will be q of x. Now we could move on by finding the integrating factor. To find the integrating factor, let's go up here. I of x equals e to the power the integral of px dx, which is e to the power the integral of 2 over x dx. Let's take the 2 out, and now inside it's dx over x. The integral of dx over x is ln x. So this will give me e to the power 2 times ln x. I do have sometimes students that they cancel, let's say, ln and e, and they end up writing this as 2x, which is not true. The way to do it, we know a rule that says the following. Ln, let's write it in pen, ln x to the power a is the same thing as a ln x. In other words, if you have a, you could take it up front, or differently, if you have it in the front, you could take it back on top of x. In this case, we're going to take this 2 back in, so we could have ln and e attached without a number 2 in the front in their way. So now this becomes e to the power ln x to the second, and now we could say that I equals x to the second, and it's not 2x. Something just to be careful while you're solving for I. This is I. Now let's apply the shortcut, which is I y equals the integral of I q. But I was determined to be x to the second times y, we have y, and the integral of I, which is x to the second again, times q that we agreed on to be 4x. Of course, we're going to do it with respect to x. So we have x to the second, y equals the integral of x to the third, let's put the 4 outside, dx. X to the second y equals 4 x to the 4 over 4 plus C. And the 4, of course, will cancel. This 4 will cancel. Now I have x to the second y equals x to the 4 plus c. But we are given the initial value condition that y of 1 equals 2, which is like if x equals 1, y is 2. So we're gonna plug in 1 here, plug in 1 here, 2 here, and solve for c. So I have 1 to the second times 2 equals 1 to the fourth plus c. That will give me on the left 2 equals 1 plus c, which means c is equal to 1. Back to the problem. We have x to the second, y equals x to the 4 plus 1 for c, and finally we could leave y by itself, sometimes we can't, and write it as x to the 4 plus 1 over x to the second. And that should do it.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.